that alcohol made me a fun person, and it definitely did not. In today's video, we are going to talk about how I thought that alcohol made me a person that was fun to be around, how I thought that alcohol made me, fit in, how I thought it made me this cool person, and how it just simply did not. And so if you're new to this channel, my name is Ladette, and in this channel we talk about health and wellness, we talk about self-growth, personal development, really anything and everything that has to do with improving your well-being and your life. So if that sounds like your cup of tea, definitely hit the like, subscribe, and comment button below. Just share your thoughts with me, please. I definitely want to know who else is out there that is trying to improve their well-being, but especially maybe has or had kind of this toxic relationship with alcohol, because I think we can really learn a lot from each other. And so today's video, let's get to it. I thought that I fit in. I thought that alcohol made me cool. I thought that alcohol made me a fun person, and it just simply didn't. And I'm not gonna talk too much in this video about necessarily, what led me to having issues with drinking alcohol. I have another video where I talk about that, so you can definitely check that out if you're interested. But it really did start from a young age though, this feeling of wanting to fit in. When I was younger, being the cool kid was important to me. I wanted people to like me. I wanted my friends to like me. I wanted the boys to like me. And when I saw that other kids were drinking around me, that's definitely kind of what made me, want to be like them. And I want to kind of go back for a second and just say that I went to a private school, so I felt like the school that I went to, I was kind of sheltered a lot to drinking, to other things that, middle school, high school kids do, because we just didn't do that at the private school that I went to, or at least I never saw it. And so when I transitioned and went into middle school, it was a public school. And so, and let me backtrack again, my elementary school was that private school, middle school I went to a public school. And so I just so desperately wanted to fit in, I wanted to have friends, and when I saw that that's what everyone else was doing, I just figured, oh, well, if I do this, then people here will like me and they'll think I'm cool. And it just simply was not the case. And when I really think back at this idea of feeling cool and fitting in, I don't think it was necessarily a problem despite me drinking alcohol at such a young age, because when we're in middle school, our reputation is important to us. Even in high school, our reputation is important to us. We're still learning about ourselves, and we're still learning about all these things about life, as far as just being you is going to be enough. But it's I don't really feel like that at that age, right? That age, all you care about is your appearance, all you care about is your rep, all you care about is the friends that you have. And I was definitely one of those people, especially even going into college, highly cared about, wanting to be liked, and especially feeling like people don't like me unless I am drinking. And I told myself that because when I was drinking, I would notice my personality would just come out. I was a lot more bubbly. I didn't care what anyone thought of me. I would just say what was on my mind and on my heart. And I thought that made me who I was, when really that's not who I am. Yes, I love being around people. I love getting to socialize. I do love meeting new people, and I do feel very comfortable and confident within myself to speak my truth. But you don't always have to speak your truth. You don't always have to say something. You don't always have to necessarily be around other people, right? Those are just things you learn as you, I believe, get older, and the wisdom comes from these life experiences. You don't always have to say something. You can be the person that's quiet, low-key in the back, and still be a likable person. And it's not even about being a certain way to be liked, but it's just those two different personality types, right? You don't have to be oversharing or be totally out there to be accepted, in life or with people around you. And I just definitely related to the alcohol thing of feeling okay, well, when I drink, people just can connect with me, they can relate to me, that they liked me, that I was fun, that I was bubbly, I was flirty. I felt way more confident when I was drinking. I felt like I could actually go and talk to the boys that I wanted to talk to, and just none of that was true. Literally none of that was ever true. And I really think that with the whole alcohol thing, because I've heard this so many times, and I felt this way about myself at one point, but that you speak your truth when you're drinking, but that's not really true. I feel like a lot of us have probably experienced this if you're, you've drank before, about how you say something when you're drinking, but then you instantly regret it the next day. And it's not even because you necessarily said your truth, it's just there was no filter, right? It's okay with having a filter. It's okay with not always speaking exactly what's on your mind. That doesn't make you a person that's like hiding behind the shadows or who's afraid of seeing what's on their mind. There's literally nothing wrong with that. Some things are better left unsaid, right? Because we don't want to hurt people's feelings. And it's not even necessarily about not wanting to hurt their feelings, but you can keep things to yourself and, not be like a liar, essentially. Like, you're not hiding. Like, for example, there may be little things, right, that bother me about certain people, but they're little things. They're never things that I would feel like it's necessary or even appropriate to say. But if I drink, I might start telling people around me, like, I can't believe this girl is this way. Like, she be talking all this stuff. Like, I might say things that it's just simply unnecessary to say. And so drinking for me just didn't make me really a fun person. Like, when I truly look back, it's like, it didn't make me fun. It didn't make me cool. It didn't make me fit in. What it really did was make me feel afraid to be who I truly was. And I feel like that's a big L, right? Like, when you can't really be who you are, that's an L, because you're hiding behind a persona that you're not. And who wants to do that? Like, I don't have energy to be anything, to be something that I'm not. Like, the energy to hide behind, this persona is just not something that I can do. And it's something that I did do for such a long time. But I just really wanted to share that, like, it, and I feel like my purpose for this video really is even for people who maybe do struggle with alcohol right now, or feel like, well, it makes me get loose, right? We hear that a lot. It makes me let loose. It makes me feel comfortable. It makes me feel like I can, keep the conversation going. And yes, it might make you feel like that because you see how, okay, when I do this happens. So when I drink, I'm able to converse more. So you may associate your comfortability with the alcohol, but it's not the alcohol that's making you like feel that comfort. Really, you're hiding behind the alcohol, right? Like, alcohol doesn't help you be a better person. You're already a better person. You're already capable of all those things. You're already capable of feeling comfortable within yourself and with who you are. You're already capable of showing up as your most comfortable, confident, approachable you. And it's not the alcohol that's giving that to you. The alcohol may be aiding you in that, but there's something within you that you need to be able to work through. There's something within you that you have to release or even heal. And then you can do that without the alcohol. So it's like, why resort to alcohol to be a certain way when you already are that way? If you think about it, there's just something in you that you haven't fully tapped into. Alcohol is just kind of amplifying you being able to do that. And that's something that I realized, and it was a huge breakthrough for me when I stopped drinking. So I'm like 5 months sober now, and the realizations keep coming, the longer I stay sober. But lately I've just been really feeling like, wow, I can really just be myself. I can just be Ladette. I can show up to a party if I choose to go to a party. I can show up to holidays just as myself, and conversations are still happening very much so organically with people, and I feel very comfortable having them. And it kind of, for me, boils down to the whole, if people don't like me for who I am, then I don't need them in my life anyway, right? It doesn't matter if it's friends or family. Like, I'm gonna show up as myself because I don't need anything to amplify anything for me, and that's always going to be more than enough. And it's not like I was able to just feel this way overnight. I mean, the last 5 months I've had to do a lot of work. I've had to do a lot of healing. I'm still doing a lot of healing, but it's just these things that just keep coming up, and then I have to sit with it and reflect and try to understand, well, where does this need for connection come from? Where does this need for wanting to make others laugh come from? Where does this need from wanting to be liked come from? When you step away and you take breaks from alcohol, you really do learn these things about yourself. You really do learn like who you are and what things have happened that have contributed to the person that you are today, and why you have these certain characteristics about yourself. And so that's really just the main thing that I wanted to say in this video, is that it's just funny to me when I think about how I really thought that alcohol made me likable. I thought that alcohol made me sociable. I thought it made me fun. I thought it made me even attractive and sexy and flirty, when it really never added any of those things into my life. Sure, I may have added some temporary value, but nothing was ever like long or sustainable, or long term, I should say. Like, any personality trait that I have right now in my life is a result of me just being who I am, and it has no contribution to alcohol. So me being a person who can pretty much talk to anyone, me being friendly, me being confident in myself has nothing to do with alcohol and everything to do with the work that I constantly do on myself, how I show up for myself, you know, how I take care of my health and my mind and my well-being, between the journaling, the meditating, the breath work, the yoga, the, you know, outdoor walks, just so much there. And so if you're someone who feels like you need alcohol to be either fun, to be likable, to be sociable, I would highly encourage you to reflect on where you feel like that comes from. You know, you can either, you know, you guys know me at this point. I feel like I'm talking about journaling like in all these videos, but journaling helps you have so many breakthroughs. Like, journal about it or talk to your friend. Just put it somewhere tangible where you can see it and track it over time, right? You can track the way your mind changes over time, you know, but just ask yourself, like, where did this stem from? Like, why do I think that I have to drink alcohol to relax? Why can't I just relax? You know what I mean? Just being, just existing, you know? Why can't I just go for a walk and that be relaxing? Why can't I do something that's healthier and that be relaxing? Ask yourself those questions. If you feel like I need alcohol to, you know, be more social, I need alcohol to like talk to girls or guys or whomever, I need alcohol to give me that confidence boost. Ask yourself why. Why are you not able to just be confident just as yourself, your sober and present self? What within you do you not like? Because if alcohol is your main reason for achieving a certain feeling, you really have to pay attention to what that is and where that stems from, because what that's saying about yourself is that there's something within yourself that you don't like the underlying thing, and that you're using alcohol to be able to like that thing. What do you not like about yourself that you feel like alcohol kind of makes better or brushes aside? And learn how to love that thing about yourself. Learn how to work through those things. Like, I can tell you, I felt very much outcasted and isolated. Like, that was a very underlying feeling for me that stemmed from that private school that I went to, because I was the only African American girl, and I just felt like I couldn't connect to the people that were around me, and often I was left out. Like, when they would pick little groups and stuff, like, I was pretty much alone a lot of the time, you know. And so I kind of internalized being an outcast and not feeling good enough. And so when I drank alcohol, I felt good enough. I felt like I could fit in. I felt a part of the crowd. I felt connected. And I had to rediscover, you know, where that feeling and that need came from, and learn how to, you know, work through these things so that I, you know, recognize my worth, right? I don't need to fit in anywhere I go. Me being me and showing up as myself is always gonna be more than enough. And if it's not accepted by the people that's around me, that doesn't have anything to do with me, and that doesn't reflect who I am. I know who I am. And so think about that. Think about where these wounds come from you, and how you can work through them so that you don't have to rely on drinking or whatever else it is to be fun, to have friends, you know, to be around people who enjoy, you know, your presence. Because there's nothing wrong with that. We're humans. Like, that's a very human need. We need social connection. Yes, I'm not gonna deny that. But when you're needing social connection for certain reasons, i.e. because you want to be cool, or you know, you feel like you need to do a certain thing for them to like you, that's not the right reason. People in life are gonna love you for who you are, and you're not gonna have to be a certain way or do a certain thing for them to accept you, right? So knowing that, what are things that you can do to improve the way that you view yourself or see yourself? How can you boost your confidence without the need to drink alcohol? That then becomes the question. How can you work on yourself so that, you know, you really know your worth, and you know that you don't need to drink all the time to be liked? Like, you can drink. There's nothing necessarily wrong with drinking, but when you're using drinking to avoid certain feelings, it really is a problem. And it's a problem that needs to be addressed. Otherwise, it's going to be a problem that you have for the rest of your life. Even if you feel like it's not a problem, or you feel like, well, it's kind of just a small problem and it doesn't really weigh me down. Even if it weighs you down just 1% every day, do you want to be weighed down for the rest of your life? Literally? I highly doubt that you do. So just think about where those certain things stem from you. And that's all that I wanted to share. I'm in this journey with you all. So if you're someone who is sober curious, you just want to take a break for like a month just to see what happens, or maybe you're totally done with alcohol like I am and you want to make this, your lifestyle, I'm here for you guys. And I just want to reiterate that you're not in it alone, that that you can reach out to me. If you have a therapist, reach out to your therapist. There's tons of online groups on Facebook. I love the Facebook groups. They're very supportive. So many people that are out here that are just like, you know what, I'm putting alcohol behind me, because ultimately alcohol really disables, or it doesn't enable us to be who we truly are. Alcohol really, it's so easy to just be someone else when you're a drinker, even if you're an occasional drinker, really. So that's all that I want to say. I hope that this is of some value to you guys, and definitely let me know in the comments. I really want to hear from you all. If you're someone who's sober curious, I want to know what that's looking like for you. Are you planning to stop drinking alcohol? For how long do you want to stop drinking alcohol? If you've already been sober, how long has it been? Like, what's your experience been like? I definitely just really want to hear from people about their sober journeys, their sober curious journeys, and all of that. So I hope that you guys find something of value here. I love you all, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.